how did we help you? Like the bottom line is, how did I make any difference if I did to help you out in your comms and things like that? If you can just get there straight away, and then we go backwards in time.
Yeah. So I launched my speaking and training business in January this year, and I wanted to get word out about the services and the impact that I can make. And one of the main channels that we identified was podcasts, being a podcast guest. So you really helped me distill my messages down into those sticky phrases so that I could pitch to podcast hosts with a clear pitch about what I can offer. And also you guided me through the key messages that I should share when I was on a podcast. So you helped me get really clear on what the messages were, and you gave me the confidence to pitch to several podcasts this year. And as a result, I landed a few podcast interviews and also a couple of radio interviews this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So why need me? Like, why couldn't you have just done it by yourself?
Well, I've been following your work for a while on LinkedIn, and I knew that you ran your own podcast. So your experience and your skills are very legitimate, and I thought that you were really credible. And you just have that edge that I kind of would have struggled to. I mean, I might have been able to get there on my own, but it would have taken me a lot longer, and I wouldn't have had the confidence that it was the right messages. So it's always helpful to have another brain to bounce those ideas off, and I knew that you were really skilled and experienced in this area. So yeah, when I knew that there was opportunity to work with you, I was like, yep, gotta have that.
Yeah, thank you. Because like you could have gotten there yourself, could have done it yourself. You kept mentioning the word messages, so you've clearly had something different is done now with your, like, you're better at messaging. What do you think was problematic with the messaging before?
I guess I maybe wasn't able to validate it. It's because I only launched it this year. It's hard to know, like, the way I talk about my services, if it's going to land or not. So I really appreciated that exercise where you were talking about, I'm trying to remember the order, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the name, fame, same, aim, and game.
Yes.
I'd not
How you introduce yourself?
that framework before. I hadn't come across that. So that was really useful, like being able to have those like punchy things to remember. And then you know that you're like hitting it each time.
Yeah. And you give me, like, you get yourself a structure, and then you know not to waffle, not to talk too much. Yeah. And so how did you did tell me how you found us? You were online and you followed me for a while. Did you have any, like, when you were thinking about, should I talk to Mina about things or not, were there like any concerns, like, about working with me, or like, why did you choose me? I think you might have already mentioned something, but is there anything that can help someone who's thinking, okay, who's Mina? Why would I even bother to work with her?
Yeah.
Well,
I think, having your own podcast and listening to the way that you interview your guests and the way that you present yourself on LinkedIn, you're very, very professional, and I could get instantly that you knew your stuff. Like, you weren't just selling, I don't know, you weren't just selling for the sake of saying, like, you legitimately have those skills, and I could get that instantly from your podcast and also how you post on LinkedIn. And I really like your personality and your warmth, and I just got a really good sense of I guess I got a good sense of who you are and what it'd be like to work with you, and you proved me right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. So that's really nice. Thank you. The would you say this is important, like training, speaking with someone who's done this before, someone thinking, okay, I don't know if I want to work, I don't need the help of someone to, because you feel for a number of reasons, like you've done a bit of help with distilling messages, your pitch, and a few other things. So I guess the question is, someone who's thinking, yeah, like, how important is it to know my message really well? How important is it to know what I'm saying? How do you do a good call to action? And not just on a podcast, but like now you can introduce yourself in a networking event because you've got this, like, you've got framework and you've got, you understand that the key part of call to action is like specific of what you're trying to achieve. So what's the point of doing a call to action to follow me on Instagram when you're trying to build your LinkedIn, for example? Like clarity on that?
Yes. So knowing what you want to offer and what you want to sell and how you want your potential customers to engage with you, I think is really important. And having that really succinct call to action that you can repeat so that you become known for a specific thing. Because I know that it takes, like, I don't know, maybe at least 10 touch points for somebody to reach out and get in touch with you. So if you can repeat that across Instagram and LinkedIn and on podcasts and your blog, then you're more likely to have people get to know you and trust you and then reach out and want to work with you. So that's having those repeatable phrases and those repeatable call to action so that you become known and trusted for a certain thing. And as a writer, I'm very clear on my messaging, but it's kind of a different kettle of fish when you're talking. It's you can't like edit as you're talking, especially like for live things. You can't go back and say, oh no, I need to say it like that. You need to be able to bring these messages when you're off the cuff, especially in networking events like, LinkedIn Local. You need to be able to think on your feet, and if you have those messages at the front of your mind all the time, then it's easier for you to explain to people what you do and the impact of what you do.
Do you think that it was some sort of was helpful to do this training together in terms of your own interactions with other people outside the podcast?
Yeah, definitely. And I went to a LinkedIn Local event a few weeks back, and as I walked out after the speaker part of the night, somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, Katie, I'm your biggest fan." And I'm like,
oh, that's so nice.
So nice. And it's like, what I'm doing online is now translating into real life. If people meet you online or they hear you in a podcast, if you've not met them in real life, but when you do come to meet them in real life, they feel like they already know you.
That's
right. It feels warmer.
And you've already warmed up. Yeah. And this is how you came across myself as well. Like you got warmed up because I've spoken on a pod and been around. So, and can you speak into the whole call to action? Because I remember when we were chatting, you had a goal of, I remember it was Mental Health Week back in August, and you wanted to get filled with all you wanted to fill the Mental Health Week, trying to get booked to speak on that week, and also obviously get booked on lots of podcasts, and so you did. And so I remember doing a one-pager for you. It was weird. I ended up asking you a whole bunch of questions, and through that I began to understand, questions like, it's kind of thorough, kind of long, but questions like, who are you speaking to? What is your message? Like, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve in the next 3 months, or even 6 months or a year. And that really helped clarify the direction, I think, of where you want. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, it gave me that framework again of like, if I want to achieve this, this is what I need to do. This is how many podcasts I need to speak on. So you gave me that one pager, and you also gave me that 90-day action plan.
Oh, yes. So how helpful has a one pager for you? Because one pager is like the little CV that people don't know what that is. It's like a CV for a speaker for podcasts. Because podcasters want to quickly scan you and know if you're going to pick you or not.
Yeah.
So it's something that we made together. So talk me through that one pager, how it helped you, and also the what was the other one? We'll talk about the one pager first. How did it help you?
So the one pager helped me pitch to podcasts, and it also helped me when I was on the podcast to know what to say. Because obviously different podcasts have different subject matters and audiences, but when you have that one pager and somebody asks you a question, you can almost gently redirect it to the answers that you want to give in terms of framing a business and your messaging. So again, it was that clarity and that confidence and distilling it down into what do I want to get across? Why do I want that to get across? And what do I want the listeners to ultimately be able to do? So the goal was to have a booking each day for Mental Health Awareness Week. That didn't happen, but I'm quite glad that it didn't, because what happened instead was almost better. I had one booking on the Thursday, and then I had 2 radio interviews and a podcast on the Friday, and I spoke to a church on Sunday, and that was really good, and that was enough for me. And I'm thinking that maybe having back-to-back for Mental Health Awareness Week might have been a bit too much, a bit too ambitious. But it was, what they say, shoot for the moon and you land in the stars. Like, it was good to have like a, quite a hairy, scary goal.
Yes.
And then it gave me direction and it gave me focus. So I wasn't trying to spread it too thin, because around about the same time I also launched my pocketbook. So I was able to, off the back of the radio interviews and the podcast, I was able to also promote my pocketbook. So it's all been a lot about audience building. I've noticed my following in LinkedIn has gone up. I'm trying to count how many. I think I've had 4 podcast interviews since talking to you. And then the 2 radio interviews.
So 4 podcast interviews and 2 radio interviews.
Yeah.
And would you say that what we did together helped get you those?
Yeah, definitely. I was already connected to some of the people that I've so they weren't completely cold, but they definitely helped me. Yes. And once I was on the podcast, staying on track.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, my brain is quite fast and I want to go off in tangents, but having that framework kind of kept me on track.
And what about when it comes to business outcomes? Not everyone experiences business outcomes straight away because it's a bit of a long game.
Yes.
But what was it like for you?
Well, I've definitely seen this year as a year of planting seeds.
Yeah.
A lot of people I know in this market, it's been quite tough, but I've tried to remain visible and try to remain proactive, and I'm building my audience, I'm building my readership, and next year I'm hoping to see more of a kind of harvest. So all of the things that I'm doing this year, I'm hoping will create that momentum for next year and the years that follow. And of the messaging framework that you've helped me with is not just for podcasts and pitching to podcasts, but it's also helped me with my web copy and with my LinkedIn posts. And so it's not a narrow focus. It can be like, if you repeat your messages across several different channels, then you're going to be known for a particular thing. So yeah, my LinkedIn following has definitely increased this year, and I've had several people order my pocketbook, and yeah, so it's all a flow-on effect, I think, from gaining that confidence and that clarity.
Yeah. And so there's definitely worth doing it, investing in it, and taking the time to actually do it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I haven't followed all of the actions on the 90-day plan, but I know that it's kind of still there for me. Your advice is not going to expire if I don't put it into action this year.
No.
I can keep going back to it, and it will keep on shaping my messages. And as part of an overall kind of, I've been also working with a marketing collective this year. They have a mentorship, so it's been part of an overall picture of me being really intentional about my business. Like, who am I for and who am I not for, and who are my ideal clients. And so it's been part of that overall package of getting those fundamentals of business down. Yeah.
I suppose confidence is a big thing for you. Like, now you're feeling confident. I remember you saying there was a fire in my belly, like pushing you forward.
Yeah.
I feel like, is it like this? There's a power when you're working with someone and that person reminds you of how good you are and how much you know and how experienced you are and how there is an authority for you in your space in what you do. And it's sometimes really like good to work with people, because not just you learn skills, like you basically tapped into like 10 years of speaking, writing, and media experience in myself. But also get you the confidence, because someone else goes, gosh, you know heaps. So like, you can do this. And I think this is what made you get that fire in your belly, like to go out and like, because you get to see, like, it's all in front of you. My gosh, yes, I'm experienced, I am knowledgeable, I have a lived experience of my my field, and I get it. So
yeah,
I think what I'm trying to say is, like, it's always really good to work with someone else, because you do really get lifted up and you get encouraged, I think, is the key.
Yeah. And the stuff that I talk about is quite vulnerable, and like, because I talk about bipolar, so I have to have that courage and that confidence, because it's not an easy subject matter to talk about, and some people find it very hard to listen to. So about talking about it in a way that's not technical or tedious, and that, you know, people can actually hear the hope in that. And I think, yeah, you're right, working with someone like you who can mirror back that I have got the experience and I have got the skills, you're just kind of helping to unlock that a bit more.
It's just a human to human support and encouragement, which I thought, like, a lot of people don't pay me just because I have skills and I can teach them something, but it's actually just having that somewhat support with another human, walking alongside somebody and getting that feedback, instant feedback, and getting that encouragement. And would you say that was helpful for you?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, having you kind of coach me through that, and also see that it's already in me, and you know, you're helping to kind of bring that out.
Exactly. Actually, you're right. I love that. It's already there. I think that's the beauty about the people that I'm working with now is there's so much hidden. It's buried in there, like stories, proof that you're good, proof that you're this, and proof that you're that, proof that you know, like, this is your character, prove it to me, this is what I can achieve, prove it to me. Like, it's all in there, but people just don't know how to talk about it and how to get out. And I don't do much. All I do is just ask questions and just little bits and pieces there, but like, everyone just knows stuff, it just needs to come out. So I think you're right. I love how you explained it. That was nice.
And you know, you having a journalism background, that you know how to ask the right questions, and the whole tell me more, like you can go beyond the surface stuff, and
Yeah.
the kind of like so what questions, like you're telling me this information, but so
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's part of the work that I do now, because what we did was a truncated, because that was back early in the year.
In
But
June, I think. Yeah.
yeah, I've now evolved into a longer training, because I realized people are loving the 2 hours, but it wasn't enough to, not everyone gets it.
Yeah.
So we've been doing like a 3 months training, which is called, so you get an hour a week where you get to work. And so that's like 12 hours of one-on-one training with myself. And I had, another gentleman work with me, and like in 24 days, he got like a job. He landed a job. He's a real estate agent. He landed a $2.5 million deal.
Wow.
Like a property, and he was up against the #1 real estate agent in the area. So he not only got the job, but he actually beat the competitor. Because he remembered to tell that specific part of the story about how he is empathetic and what that really means for the audience, for his clients, and how he will work with them and treats them and help them and restore them, and not restore them, but like walk with them and feel their pain if there's difficulty in the selling process. And he just said it in a way, because we practiced it many times, and we had to get it out of his head, because he was freezing, he was just blanking, he wasn't able to answer. And it was so cool. He used that, he used this story, and after I said it, the people were like, okay, we'll give it to you, like this is for you, like we want to work with you. And this is only 24 days in, like the mastermind is like 12 weeks, so this would be like week 4. So it's crazy. I'm like, I didn't even this is great. So it's so beautiful and powerful when you work with someone, the impact and the results. And how has this impacted you and your life? Like, if you're looking at the big picture, what's the point of this for you? Why?
Well, there's a few things. Like one, having the confidence to invest in myself. Like when it's been quite a hard year business wise, it can take a lot to invest in yourself, but you have to invest in yourself if you want that growth.
Yeah.
So that's been really important, like backing myself with investing and working with people like yourself.
Yeah.
Two has been part of an overall kind of looking at my business and looking at my values and looking at what I want to be known for and what I stand for. So that's given me a real kind of, it's helped me realize, okay, I'm on the right path. I just need to keep going this way and keep focusing on this. And again, just knowing the messages that I want to stand by, how I want to present myself, how I want to present myself in networking meetings, how I want to present myself on a podcast or radio interview, and feeling kind of emboldened and empowered to put myself out there, to actually reach out to people and say, hey, I really want to be on your podcast, like, and here's what I can offer you. So it's given me courage, it's given me clarity, it's given me confidence, and it's given me the faith that I'm on the right track.
And how is that, like, what does that mean for you in your life? What's the point of all of this, like in your overall, like you personally, for your family, impact for you, impact for your family?
Yeah, so I one of my big things is being able to contribute. So I want to be able to contribute more to the family finances. I want to contribute more to the community and being able to so when you have more business and when you have more opportunities, you can give back more. So I give back to my family and give back to the causes that I believe in. So I want to have more financial sustainability. I want to have more of a pipeline of clients so I can plan and have the certainty, and so it's all part of that. being known for being an expert in the field, or and being able to have the opportunity to work with really cool people, and being on those radio interviews was such a highlight. And just being able to meet people that I admire, and it's hard to kind of quantify. But I think it gives me the opportunity to chase those more ambitious projects. Get myself out there. To approach people and be proactive.
That's right. That's cool. And if you were thinking about who would you recommend me to, or recommend this work, or even this training, who would be good, do you think?
So people that want to position themselves as thought leaders, people that have got something that they really want to say, maybe people that have got a different perspective on business and life, and they've got a really cool story, or they've got a really cool perspective, but they're not quite sure on how they should articulate that. People that want to be on more podcasts, but they don't have the confidence to pitch, and people that want to do more public speaking, but they want to not waffle, and they want to be people that want to communicate really well. They want to become clear communicators. That's the way the world is going, I think, podcasts and speaking opportunities. And
exactly, for sure. And podcasts are getting more popular, and this is how you can connect with your audience, and craft your message, get better at your messaging, and become your own personal brand as well. I think personal brand is definitely there here, and it's moving away from the business brand. And it's really decentralized media now. Everyone can become their own media, but it's how you're going to do it, how well are you going to do it, and the step-by-step process to do it well. And I agree. So you're definitely on the right path in terms of growing your brand, growing your personal brand, and positioning yourself as someone that can be trusted, that can be sought after, and the go-to person for this specific need, this specific you're the name that comes up in the room when someone wants to get someone to talk about your topic, your expertise. And it's just like a day-by-day chipping away at things, and it's by being courageous and going and pitching, being out there and speaking. It's definitely helpful to know if you want to have a bathroom and a tap, you need a plumber to plumb everything into place so that everything is in order. And it's like that's how the messaging and everything works. Kind of need to know where everything is supposed to be positioned, so that you definitely have the water flowing smoothly, not splash everywhere. Thank you so much for making time. Appreciate it. I'm going to stop the recording.